Hello everybody, and how do you do? My name's SoyBomb, we are the Soy Crew. And you know what, we're gonna play our game. When? Now. Oh my gosh, look how dark it is! What do we do? Oh! Oh my! It is a miracle. Oh my gosh, that is bright. Maybe I can turn it down a little bit. Actually, yeah, let's put the warm color on. There we go. Oh boy. How low do I want it? That's not bad. That's lower. How is everybody today? I'm like, where's my controller? It's right here. Oh! Except something bad happened. Something bad happened. I wonder. Nope. That doesn't fix it. Alright, well, in that case. The thing happened again. Oh well. Like one thing happened. So unfortunately, what happened? Recapture. Dun dun dun. One thing at a time. I don't know why it does that. But you know what? It's all good. We'll just recapture the whole game. We'll just do the whole thing. Let's do the whole thing. And eventually it'll come up. It's a little sluggish, but it'll do it. How's everybody doing today? Hey, you. Oh, gosh. That surprised me mostly because the volume was very loud. Oh, uh-oh. It's going to cover the chat. What do we do? Oh, I know. I guess we do that. Guess what? Why was what I don't know what Skynet is like. Oh yeah, the trial. Oh, are we ready for the trial? I might need your help for this trial. Uh-oh. How did I get into this mess? Oh no! It's evil Judge Draven! No! Ah! Oh no! No! Draven, no! I'm having nightmares about Judge Old Man Draven. That's a problem. That is a problem. Why'd you do this, Draven? Why'd you do this to me? It's a recurring dream where Draven smacks him with a giant caviar lunch. I'm gonna lower this just a little bit. We don't need so much fan in there. Yeah, there we go. That's better. All right. Well, here we are. Hello? Yes, this is not phone. Hello, wizard. How's it going? Hello, this is Phoenix, right? You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? Hahaha. If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Got a new phone today? I think Phoenix Wright needs a new phone. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Grr. Listen up, you better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. Oh, well. Phoenix! Phoenix! It's Mia! Okay, we're good. Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. Man, my phone's ringing off the hook. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Ah, Gumshoe. I'm really sorry. Where are you? Hey, let me join the investigation team, and we're chasing after the killer, pal. Merry Phoenix Miss and Ace New Year. I want to finish this game by the end of the year. That is my goal. Felix has to face death with a smile on his face. Yeah. You have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy. We're not gonna give up. Gumshoe. Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're gonna do everything we can and find the killer. It's doable tonight? Well, that's fine, because I don't have to be anywhere in the morning. I don't have to take the cat to the vet until 2 p.m. Hey, Bella. Bella! Hey, you know what? I want everybody's help. You got that, so you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. Even if you have to fake diarrhea every 10 minutes. Have to make the trial last longer? What? You think I have some sort of judicial Cialis? I don't think so. We're gonna see what we can do. If you go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you two can draw it out. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're gonna give it all we've got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Dignity and friendship. You don't think you'll be a huge help? That's okay. No, I haven't played this before either, so I'm no help. But I will try my best. Alright. She looks mad. If I can do it today, that would be great. I can put more time into Zilia this week. Or sorry, Exilia. And now, the next case. Court is in session for the trial of Matt Ongard. Judge Big Man Draven presiding. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being, what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder? That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. Ongard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. Then you're saying that she is guilty after all. I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Corda was killed by a professional assassin. The person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt Ongard. What a surprising turn of events! I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. We have to hold out as long as we can. Okay. At least until Maya's safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Thank goodness it's a voice that doesn't kill me. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please.
Oh, okay. I'm Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star.
And what is your relation to the defendant?
Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way. Yeah. Well, geez.
Mr. Powers, please. You don't need to put yourself down so much.
Oh, sorry. Well, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy.
On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. He has such a willpower. Oh gosh, I didn't see that until now. That's it. I give up. I'm giving up. Good night, everybody. Is this correct?
Yes.
I've been too busy trying to see puns in the other names. I don't see too much.
But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went.
All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Onguard's room.
Okay, sure. It's me, Tony Danza. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back.
In the real world exists an IndyCar drive from Australia called Will Power. That's trivia for you.
I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me.
That's it? Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. If one assumes that the person Mr. Onguard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy, well, what are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Hey, Luna, how's it going? I'm playing this for the first time, so it's all new to me. How are you doing today? Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? Yeah. But for us to find out more, we're just gonna have to charge in head first, right? Alright, let's see if we can... There you go. Same. There we go. Samar. Agreed. Alright, press. The defendant's room? Why'd you go there?
Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother, sort of. And I wanted to say congrats.
What's wrong? Why did you stop?
But Mr. Wright!
Well, what is it?
You're gonna try to trick me into a corner, aren't you?
Huh?
I know I'm just a poor, underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer.
No one said you were, Mr. Powers.
No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy.
Witness. I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony.
Sorry.
So you went to the defendant's room. Then? Are you sure that was Matt Onguard?
Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the nickel samurai mask then.
And? What was the defendant doing standing in front of his own room? Since when the game became self-aware? I don't know. At first, what do you mean by that?
Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on the tray.
Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Except it's tomato juice. Now, why would he order that? Hold up.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy.
Why is he ordering tomato juice? Something's up. Why was that?
Why did I think that, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry.
You ever ordered a V8 at a restaurant? I have not. I don't order a V8 from anywhere. I don't drink tomato juice. Something's up with that.
I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up.
Alright. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct?
Yeah, and then April May came out. Oh wait, wrong case.
You've been even known to drink Clamato juice? No, it's grapefruit juice. That's the real action.
The bellboy just wanted to say congrats.
Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange?
You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip.
A tip? So how long did you watch the two of them?
Not more than a minute or two, I think.
So who are these guests you're talking about?
You guys, of course. You and Maya and little Poyle.
You can't eat or drink grapefruit things because it messes with medications? Oh, I see. That's interesting. Then I will drink all your grapefruit juice for you, and you can drink all my tomato-based juices. Deal? Deal.
I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway.
Remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state. Grapefruit's affect the absorption of a lot of things. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. Well, I'm gonna save, but the only thing that throws me off I'm gonna do something here. But that's not it. Because I just noticed, like, why was the tomato juice being delivered to him? But I guess I can't really do anything about that, can I? It does seem a tad on the unusual side. But let's see. Oh, hold on, let me go back. Oh, shoot! I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to see something here. After the award ceremony. Nah, it's not. So a couple things. Unfortunately, that one thing stands out, but obviously they don't want me to point that out at the moment. You go ahead. That, in fact, I encourage it today. But let me take a look at what I have here. Well, there's the photo. See, there's this photo. No, not that photo. The different photo. There's this photo here. Just keep pressing. Well, I've already gone through and, like, pressed everything. done this already. He mentioned something that you need to add to the testimony, but I've already pressed everything. Didn't I? Please tell me I did the third one. 1, 2. Let's try this again. The first, yeah, I did this. Hold up. Good night, Dominic. Why did I think that? Actually, oh, what? This is odd. I've never had to press them twice on the same thing and get 2 different responses. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated...
You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip.
Interesting. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself?
Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job.
Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Okay. Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony.
You mean about the bellboy, right? Matt gave the bellboy a tip.
Tell me more. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that?
Well, his tip was, stay in school! No, I'm just kidding. Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me.
How much it was?
But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked.
I'm afraid I don't follow at all. Oh, I follow now. I'm more concerned about the face, but tell me more. What was so shocking about the bellboy's face, Mr. Powers?
Well, he wasn't exactly a boy, more like an old gramps.
I hope you know that discrimination towards old men is a no-no in my court. Oh, dear.
No, that's not what I meant at all. In the smack middle of the guy's face, there was a line of stitches.
A line of stitches?
Yeah, and it went straight from the tippy top of his head to the bottom of his chin. Almost as if, like if that thread snapped, all the stuff in his head would come spilling out.
Ah. This guy. The butler did it! What was it, Mr. Wright? Ah, nothing, Your Honor. Phoenix, you have to play dumb here. Pretend you don't know anything. Yes, Chief. You sure you don't have anything you would like to say, Mr. Wright? Huh? What did you just say, Your Honor? Nothing, Mr. Wright, nothing. We're just going around and around in circles. Now then, Mr. Powers, please continue with your testimony. Matt always tips the bellboy. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree?
Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think.
Would you please clarify for the court? About how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess.
And why is that?
Because he gave the bellboy a really fat roll of cash. He's like the Oliver Jewelers of tipping.
A roll of cash? Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, why on earth would I be standing around here prosecuting? So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment? Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida. Then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley the Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley the Killer? He's the person the police's special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the Killer.
Really? Oh, jeez!
What's wrong, Mr. Powers?
No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out.
Oh?
Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night.
What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir, right away. Oh, jeez. This time I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. You know, make tinkle. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kind of out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin. I'm sure of it. I mean...
Thank you very much. That is all we need to know for now.
Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more.
Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer. Then we shall see about mercy. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. This is no laughing matter. Excuse me. And you had to expel urine, is that correct? No. Once you've scrubbed all the floors in Los Angeles, then we'll talk about mercy. Bake 'em away, toys. What time was it?
Well, I don't remember. The award ceremony ended around 8 p.m., right? And I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that, and then I came back. And then I went to the bathroom. Why am I still dressed in my clothes from like 2 days ago? So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 by that time.
You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers? You don't keep a pea calendar like I do.
Sorry. Thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats.
Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yeah, everything smells here.
Yeah.
And how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform after all.
But you see, well, he had those stitches in his face.
Irk.
So I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt.
I suppose that would be because this was originally a Game Boy Advance game and they would have had limited cartridge space. They could have at least palette swapped. They could have palette swapped. Maybe if they took out that column thing in the corner there, they could have implemented new New outfits. Neon green. So which room did the bellboy come out of? The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, all right. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Why fix it isn't broken? It seems fine by me. I'm actually comforted by, you know, like this. It's kind of nice to look at. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Ornate. That's the word. That's a good word. Empty-handed. That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. It was like he ate all the crab puffs. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I agree that it is a bit strange, Mr. Powers, but have you not considered that maybe the Gatewater Hotel also provides bellboy massage service? Why, I remember one time. Is it caviar lunchtime yet? I'm gonna pull a fast one just for kicks. There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really, really is! Especially when he's got a blood all over him. There really, really isn't. Objection! You two are done being school children. Bellboys are for room service. There is no reason for them to be empty-handed. Ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this new one. I see. Very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please. Yes, sir. So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed? Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand. Yeah, a tray with tomato juice on it. Well, hey, Bladito, how's it going? Do you know that if you say yo soy backwards, it's yo soy? The killer wouldn't have blood on him. Court would have strangled. But blood, it's in you to give. There was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it. Because he put the tray and juice down, strangled somebody. And then... yeah, that's it. What kind of juice was it? I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice. If we could come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed. Oh! But of course. But of course. It's right there. Some sort of proof, then I think we can dodge the bullet on this one for now. Proof, huh? Sounds like another job for court records. Courtney Record. I'll present it here, but like... no, not that one. This one. Aw, darn, did I do it on the wrong one? You know what? Maybe I should press that first. Well, thank you very much. I hope the same is true for you. I hope that the channel suddenly explodes. Explodes! And we get to 1.6K. Please don't be so quick to judge.
Oh, but it's kind of a Powers family thing. Think of every person as a thief.
That's not the point, Phoenix. In any case, if that bellboy was the assassin, it'd be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin, you know? Yes, but you can't give in yet. If you want to prolong this trial for as long as possible, you're gonna have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Can you tell us more about you going to the bathroom?
Oh, jeez!
Well, I have a lot of stuff.
Objection!
Mr. Powers,
Yes?
you're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true.
But isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and...
So, a baseball has stitches. You're saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Well, yeah.
Huh? Well, there's also, I mean, what about him being empty-handed?
I would like to ask the court to please take a look here.
Good.
Case? Okay, good. This is the crime scene. There's a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Corrida's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here, granted I'm talking over it, but it's right there. Anyone can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Corrida's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left.
Huh.
But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. But can you prove that Mr. Corrida was already dead at that time? Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? I blame you for leading me down this route. I'm terribly sorry. Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us?
Is there?
The bellboy was empty-handed. Or should I say, empty-hand, Ed. I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands.
Oh, sure, I guess I did, alright.
Huh? What?
That bellboy, he was wearing gloves.
Gloves?
Yeah, pitch black, leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right?
Black leather gloves? Reminds me of my days as a James Dean stuntman. Why didn't you mention them earlier?
Sorry, it slipped my mind.
So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves.
Come on, Mr. Wright, that bellboy was wearing black leather ones.
So, a football is made of leather. Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they are made of leather?
Yeah!
But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy. It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? Oh yes, please tell us more. Oh.
Okay.
What else you got?
After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom, and then back to my seat.
Why is he stunned? So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, went to the defendant's room?
Yeah, I kind of saw all that by accident.
Some accident. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. I'd say he's abnormal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, gosh. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying?
Excuse me? I may be a poor, underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying.
Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers?
Oh, from the door of the bathroom with my left eye. Sort of a sneaky spy-like.
Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know.
I was spying and using the urinal. I'm an impressive man.
I said, hold it.
Okay.
That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, they're coming for me. Run. So who took this something the bellboy handed off?
Actually, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
Only an arm? And you're saying you didn't see the person's face?
Yeah.
Well, it was Mr. Engarde's room, correct? So it could have only been Mr. Engarde himself, I'd say. And then, what did the bellboy do after that?
Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing...
No, I want to know more. He gave something to this person?
Yeah.
What was this something?
If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I?
This implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers?
I think it was something kind of small.
I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all he could see was the person's arm.
Yes, it was just like that.
Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important? Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off.
Well, let's see. I think it was...
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Well, now, okay, so now you think it was some kind of wooden statue. A statue? This one?
Yeah, it kind of looked like one, I guess. If I saw the actual thing again, I'd probably remember, you know?
You're gonna have to come up with whatever statue thing this was. You're gonna have to trust your instinct on this one and take a chance, Phoenix. I did! I did, in fact, I just showed it to everybody. Well, Mr. Powers, let's continue with your testimony. What did the bellboy do after that? And the old guy just... Okay. Well, I'll press him. Where'd this bellboy go after he left Mr. Engarde's room?
He opened the door to Viola Hall, yeah. Went in there, and who knows after that, right?
I do.
After that, I went to the bathroom, and then back to my seat. My toilet seat.
Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time?
Oh yeah, I saw that one thing.
What?
There was this jittery alien with a ray gun. He was watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker.
I think we can forget about the alien. Well, Mr. Power's testimony just now is just as vague as his first. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clear. Although that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about a lose-lose situation. I'm gonna save it here because it's important to save often, isn't it? Why, I believe it was this. And the music stops, so that's proof enough. What was the point of that pregnant pause? What?
I ain't pregnant. It's just a little winter weight.
Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up. It was me, Your Honor. Is it Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Powers, something you saw. Was it this item?
Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out.
I recall we found this at Matt Onguard's mansion. At the defendant's house? What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley, the killer, assassinated Juan Corda in his room, and then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Why? I have no idea, but we'll figure that out. And the bear being found at Mr. Onguard's mansion would mean... Goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Onguard is the killer's client. Order, order, order! I said order me a sandwich. Make me a sandwich? Mr. Wright, this is a most unfortunate turn of events for you. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial. Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright? There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further? I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable. The bear? Mr. Wright? This was found at Mr. Onguard's mansion. However, Mr. Onguard was arrested at the hotel that night. Which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh! I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. Good use of the anti-lock brakes. It's not possible that that it was Mr. Onguard who took this bear to his mansion. This music is interesting at certain points when, like, the tone pauses. I'm waiting for it. Oh, I want to hear it. Come on. Make it happen. Ah, forget it. Why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home. Objection! You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Onguard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. Oh wow, I better crank up my Spotify later. The killer and On Guard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding in On Guard Mansion as its butler. What a bold move. The bear figurine was brought back to On Guard Mansion by the killer himself. But wait, if you handed it over, how'd it come back to you? When it looked like he was about to be arrested, On Guard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. What will you do now, Mr. Wright? I plan to expose a clearly shaky place in Mr. Powers' testimony. What? There's still another one? You know what would be good background music? Actually, no. Radiata stories would have terrible background music because I'd be too busy dancing. There is indeed, Your Honor, and it's quite a questionable point. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further? If I streamed Radiata stories, we'd all be dancing. Mr. Powers' testimony, of course.
Huh? I know that my testimony was kind of shaky, but...
Your inanity stupefies me, Mr. Wright. You've already clarified all questionable points during the cross-examination just now. Irk. Wasting time like this, calling the testimony questionable? I'd say it's your head that's questionable here. Ah. That's okay. You know what? It's fine. Because you know what? That never happened at all. That didn't happen. Didn't happen. You didn't see that. I'm cutting it from the VOD. It didn't happen. And I don't need to cut it from the VOD because it didn't happen. There's one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear. And that is the identity of the person who received the bear.
Gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
Was it an attractive arm? As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of... Serious trouble. Nah, I got this. Well, what is it, Mr. Powers? If you're gonna scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why.
Oh yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remembered who took the bear.
What? Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm. But, the arm. It was the Nickel Samurai's arm.
You've got to be kidding me. Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers?
Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai.
Order! Order! It looks like you dug your own grave. Yet again. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Matt On Guard is the Nickel Samurai. Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer. I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion. As well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt On Guard. I see no reason for this trial to continue, therefore I will now hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright? You could not win against the truth, could you? Any last objections, Mr. Wright? Well, do I? What should I do? I have an objection. I have one objection. But we're gonna see if it actually holds water. I will now announce my Your Honor, right now we have these 2 reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number 1, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number 2, that very same figurine was found at On Guard Mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. The real client? Yes. Is this all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client and therefore the real murderer? It was you, Miles Edgeworth.
Take that!
Adrian Andrews? Yes. We already know that she tried to frame Matt on guard for the crime. By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume.
Then the nickel samurai's arm that I saw.
That could have very well been Ms. Andrews. And what about Mr. Ongard? If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. Then, finding this figure at Mr. Ongard's mansion. It was a well-laid trap set by Ms. Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? Can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there's no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. What's with this trial? Come on, let's go to Arby's. No, let's not go to Arby's. This trial's easier on the stomach.
That isn't even real meat.
Order! 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 All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? Ronald McDonald's. Red Bobster. I'm gonna save it down here. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Ms. Andrews. And who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Ms. Adrian Andrews herself. I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. I'm gonna go play hopscotch again, and the prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Ew, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian. Mr. Nick! Pearls, where's Mia? Maya? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. Ooh, that's good, pal. What about you? Anything yet? You figured out where the killer and Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time. We just had one. Even a single clue would be really helpful. A tent. Oh, a tent. I can see a circus tent. Yeah. Looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. It was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. I can see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe, is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal. The very big circus. Maya's somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map. About a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry! And? I can see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. Couldn't see anything else. Felt like I was in an old office building. Maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard her, an old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. She's gonna come out, and we're gonna have to go for like 100 hamburgers. Well, okay. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. It's Tedrick E. Bear. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You have seen it before? The bit gets heavy. I better save my bits. Alright. That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? Alright. I'm ready for a heavy bit. But now I expect something heavy. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At the center is a small cavity, with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. I'm going to pretend I didn't see that, but unfortunately I did read that. That's okay. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Celeste was actually Draven's daughter. No, wait, that's not right. So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it? And what's inside? I smell malt liquor. Yes, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? No kidding, Adrian Andrews. Cha-cha. Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes. I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Let's learn more about the bear. Except for one thing. What? Oh, that's why it's covered in many thin cuts. I thought somebody was just stabbing it for a while. A puzzle? That's right. It looks like an ordinary figurine. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? So you can take it apart, and how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Oh, yes, I see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Ooh, this is most interesting. Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then this was a present from you. It's a Swiss bear. That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan. Oh my gosh. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland. So I doubt there are that many people with the same bear in this country. But this looks like it can be easily broken. Why, if I had a hammer... Especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside. Well, it's a toy. But it can never be the same again once it's been broken. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone. As long as Juan never told anyone either, and only the two of us knew. Two of you, huh? And of course that means Mr. On Guard didn't know, right? Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. The bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box? What's inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness? Yes? You are the only one who can open this. Please. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? What is that? It looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note. The suicide note? Why the face, flagrant? Suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impacts. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts. Just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. It seems Celeste Impacts had very beautiful handwriting. And she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. Oh, order! Witness, did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public. But I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, What's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least, that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud. Very well. Yeah, why don't you let me find out some stuff about the game? The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celestine Pax left to us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then being thrown away by Enguarde. About being engaged to Corda and Enguarde's role in destroying that. And about how she decided in her despair to end it all. And that's all Ms. Impax had to say. There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Enguarde. Then, what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word! That Enguarde values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image. Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. It's Enguarde's fault. It's not terrible. I'm a selfish person. Let's go to Arby's. There's no room for doubt here. Mr. DeKiller's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. The only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. No. Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I haven't saved in a while, so why don't we save now? Now! In this one. The gavel's already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry! Ooh! I'm gonna make this choice on my own. Now, the note is indeed a note. But if they were handing the figurine over to Matt Enguarde, what good would that be? Objection! He couldn't open it. Please wait, Your Honor. Wow, why was that one so loud? That crowd louder than the rest. The assassin took this with him from the crime scene after murdering Mr. Corda. At the request of his client, of course. So what's your point, Mr. Wright? I don't think it's possible that Mr. DeKiller's client was Matt Enguarde. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. You can't tell by just looking at it that this bear is really a jewelry box. The chances that Matt Enguarde thought the note was inside this bear are 0 to none. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. Exactly. But I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. I don't know why the judge is like that. After all, there's no reason why Mr. Enguarde would ever want a jewelry box like this. Order! 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 You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? Matt on guard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. Even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And the victim, Juan Corda, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt on guard. Order! Order! Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? You! Don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities. Well, sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking that I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. This camera that I have is not that same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this. By the way, Mr. Wright, defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Matt on guard's fingerprints were on there. Well, Phoenix, looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I say, better save my game. I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. On Guard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. Yeah, but he still wouldn't know how to get to it. If he didn't know how to get in there, how could he get the... Wait, hey. Mommy, is that man the bad killer guy? Phoenix. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? Yeah. What I'm going to do next? About the fetal position. He forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Yeah, Mia, come on, give me the answer. Alright, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? I have an objection, Your Honor. Huh. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. You are beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing, which I'm going to save. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something. You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. There's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. I'm going with my gut, and if I'm wrong, then somebody else can tell me. I'm presenting this, but like... Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I do believe some special examination is needed. Okay, so it wasn't that. I still don't know how... Even if Matt on guard had it, he couldn't open it. Doesn't make any sense, though. Alright, let's pull a different miracle out of our butt. No, it wasn't that either. That's okay. We keep trying until we get what we need. Well, let me look at all the evidence here. Hammer space. Hammer space. I don't have any hammers. You know what? You make me just want. You just make me want to do this. Just for kicks. I saw that. I'm like, why don't I try that? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. No, it doesn't make any sense. But anyhow, examine this piece of evidence. How about? Really?
Take that!
That is Ms. Impact's suicide note, right? Who knows? I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside this bear. This bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Well, that's true. Which means the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analyzed. Oh! So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Ms. Impacts or not, that is yet to be even remotely confirmed. It was written by you, Mr. Edgeworth. I still have your Christmas card from 1993, and that is your exact handwriting. Mr. Wright, you saying the suicide note is a fake? Ms. Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Ongard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Ah, my glasses! Ms. Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Ongard. I did no such thing. Right, if you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution! That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note? It is as the defense has stated, the handwriting has yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached the point where the verdict is impossible. That's impossible. This isn't good, Phoenix. She can't make it another day. She lives off hamburgers. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and the defense further investigate handwriting analysis. My butt, that's just a lawyer trying to buy more time. Are we going to Arby's yet? I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty! 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 Sorry, I'm the judge, but whatever. What is that sound? Hello, Gumshoe? Nuts, that's not good. Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? Sorry, pal, I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. Or so there's some way to make it up to you, I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But two of them were already gone. This is terrible. I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry, I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't. We don't have any more.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Am guilty. Guilty. I believe you are guilty. Hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't just come this far and... Oh! Well, what is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, will you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch!
Take that!
What? Mr. Edgeworth. Please, you've got to buy us some more time. Court's in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. Sorry, Your Honor, but... I'm reluctant to do this. However, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. Court is now adjourned for the day.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. Come on, I know I'm waiting for escape route to just say Edgeworth is best boy. Now to the court of food! Oh, all they have is an Arby's. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? You can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. Can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? Yeah, we'll just go to Domino's. I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourned for today and then reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor. Very well. The prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. That's a lot of hopscotch and caviar and toast points. Oh. Be advised that I will not allow another recess today. The court will now take its final recess of the day. Right, well, what's going on with Maya's situation? The killer, it looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Report. Ah, is that Mr. Edgeworth? You don't have time to spit it out. Right. Looks like we just missed him, sir. The killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away. A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? Ho ho ho, I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. You don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now. With my hunk of junk car, I'd say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. Alright, just got here in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Uh-oh. Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me. No one can stop me. Uh-oh. Well, what happened? Sounded like he had an accident. Guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? Got to hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Uh-oh. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, can't let that happen. Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Is there a way? That's right, there is a way. What? How? Sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. I wonder if he left that behind. I'm just curious about one thing now. Okay, we don't have that. Let's go try something. We know someone who knows where he is all the time? Oh, okay. Don't say with this. Why are you bringing up Francisca at a time like... Oh, I see. I'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Edgeworth. What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty. But what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, Defense Attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict? Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff. There's a phone call for you, sir. He said it was extremely urgent. Probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. You really think I can do this tonight? We'll see. Another hour? I can do that. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? That is... It's nothing, Your Honor. Looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis. If it can be over tonight, that's okay. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we've discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Ms. Impax herself. It is a fake. If I ask for it, that's all I want. I'll try to do it on my own first. Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? This was not written by Ms. Impax, and who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Mr. Corrida? Well, well. It looks like Ms. Impax never left a suicide note at all. No, she never wrote anything about On Guard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, and so that facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. Fresh. Is that like a pun in the name that I don't know about? Juan Corrida? Anyway. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, it's impossible for Mr. On Guard to not have known it was a fake. What? Corda means bullfight? More like bull plop. Hold on a second. It's impossible for Mr. On Guard to not have known it was a fake. How do you figure? Possibly because... You can tell me what it is, but I'm gonna try something. Nah, that's fine. You may have to help me. Nah, what do you mean nah? Let me read what he says again. The defense believes that the theory contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, it's impossible for Mr. On Guard to not have known it was a fake. We were told that they were constant. Oh, okay. What is this little item called again? Video camera, Your Honor? Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right! A camera. Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. On Guard knew the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim, is that right? Hey, Johnny! If that were true, this means Mr. On Guard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ah. So then the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. On Guard's motive for murder was has suddenly disappeared into thin air. I feel like this whole case has disappeared into thin air. But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. On Guard monitored Mr. Corda 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. On Guard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery in an unknown place? Order, order, order! Mr. Edgeworth, yeah, this case is messed up, that's all I'm saying. Looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. On Guard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there, Your Honor. The prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who is it that hired Shelley to kill her to commit murder. It's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? Yes, go on, who is it? The man himself. Mr. Shelley the Killer. Oh. Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait! Shelley the Killer? You mean the killer? Or, I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this all right with you? The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is all right to do this. Very well, then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please.
Very good, sir. My name is Shelly the Killer, and I am a professional assassin.
I say! What is going on here?
Your Honor?
How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio?
Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify in this court. Why am I talking like that guy? Oh well. Okay.
Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelly the Killer.
I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry.
Maya!
Maya.
A voice! Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. You are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelly the Killer. It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances. So... Now then, witness, there's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what would that be?
At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corda, is this correct?
Because as you say, I did indeed kill Mr. Corda.
Aye? Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well.
This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. Bad dream.
There's something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I'm here today on this witness stand, dancing for you all. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before they give the name of my client.
Is that a Coke machine?
Yes.
Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us.
While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor,
Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing?
Howdy, Steph. How's it going?
It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix.
It's time to stay cool and collected. Let's do this. We can hear anything you have to say later. Please just tell us your clients.
I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means?
Sorry, go on. Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright.
Wizard, you let me handle it first.
I got this. I got this. Maybe I don't got this. I don't know. Trust between you and your client.
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome.
And that is why you're testifying in this manner.
This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me.
Okay. Couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It's never happened before, but if it ever did,
Yes?
that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly...
That's enough. Please, no more.
Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway.
Seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role.
Their role?
This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves.
and this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. You, who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, but would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything. You're threatening a judge, that's a problem. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the okay. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. I hear ya. Well, you care for all this extra fluff. Patience, try to calm down a little. It seems very steadfast and close, so you're gonna have to work to get him to talk. So. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Frame! Frame! Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? If you can't, I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think, really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You've made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. What is it? If you can't ask it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is... Adrian Andrews. What? Oh, witness. That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. the Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. the Killer told him a different name. Matt Ongard, perhaps. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. Girk. You, Shelley the Killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt Ongard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there's a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitely, and definitive of all, yeah. We have heard from the assassin himself, the name of his client. Mr. the Killer's client, who requested the murder, was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Ongard is innocent! I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. I'm gonna save here just because. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, On Guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Oh, glorious day. Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley, the killer, is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Oh, it wasn't me? There we go. Listen, everyone, please! That testimony just now, it was all one big lie! We're going to Red Bobster! Yay! Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He's named you as his client. No, it's not true. Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the nickel samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We all know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her. You wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No... Mr. Wright! You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. I'll take you to Red Bobster if you help me. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Good that I can say it again so I don't have to hear all that. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. Nah, I don't like that Matt On Guard guy. He's a wiener. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt On Guard is a killer. A murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than On Guard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten On Guard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him. Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But, that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. A miracle might occur. We'll see. Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. the Killer. Right away, Your Honor. Man, this ring light is nice. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. Okay. This is the most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time, everything has finally been revealed.
Objection!
Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then... I don't understand what's going on anymore. Maybe I should retire. Maybe start a caviar farm. Alright, let's see what we got here. Why a helmet? What is it, Mr. Wright? Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes? How much is your fee? I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, you can do so after the trial. No, no, no! I'm not thinking of Mr. Wright! Yes? You want to kill me! You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you say something like that, Your Honor? Guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright! You are hereby declared guilty! I love it. Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not? Oh my. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. What just happened? The judge declared me guilty! Oh yeah, well... Anyway. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. DeKilly. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, yeah. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy? My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you I have no intention of using your services, ever! From the very beginning? That's correct. From before my client visited the room, all of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. That's odd. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. So why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. On Guard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all. I'll leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. That act is what I... okay. And that's all you have to testify? Yes. I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again? As in you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the forced successor. But I might take Maya on as a wife. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, I'm fine. Really? Are you really now? What are you gonna do now, Miss Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. It's true. However, you realize that would be very bad for our client, right? Expose the lies. Alright, let's start exposing some lies. By saving. Well, I'm gonna go through this fairly quickly. I'm gonna go through them all again to see if the willpowers thing happens again. I mean, maybe it doesn't happen again. Well, no, wait a minute. Here's something interesting. You know, the card was not hidden. It was very much in plain sight. I'm gonna save again, but... this is probably gonna be very wrong, but hey, why not? Ass. You like my train of thought, but... that's not a good train of thought. But... we need to present some proof that Anders didn't know Corda was dead. Alright, cool. Well, let's see what we got here. Well, I mean, I see that... oh, hold on. Hi! Fancy meeting you here. It still is odd that she would have poured the... Hello? Hello? Are you just passing through? I guess you are. Alright. Anyway. What else do we need? What else do we have? Remember what she told you about when she poured the juice? No. Well, let's present the juice then. No, let's not present the juice. No, it's all a lie. She thought that he was passed out and thought the juice would, I don't know, be good for him, but...
Objection!
Well, let's see. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? In this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this matter? You there! Amora Edgeworth. Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, and your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. Oh, we're getting to the bottom of things, Fuzzy. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know.
Objection!
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I'm positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. We gotta get to the bottom of this trial. Tonight! This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. Whoa. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. You're gonna hate the morning? Ah, well. It'll be fine. It's all good. We'll get through this. Came about a week ago, let's see. 1 week ago, are you sure? Yes, I'm quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations. And I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. Yeah, okay. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Corrida's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. Amora's gone. Oh well. Back to me. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all. That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? The testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is... the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that. Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. Oh, am I gonna have to do that one again? So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail or fax. Why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. The only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony now of any importance? Yeah, if you could tell us about the eye. Of course, it was very important, Your Honor. Mr. the Killer had met his client before the murder, and it's unlikely he is mistaken. So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews? I guess so. You see, it's just as I said. Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Now then, will the witness please continue? If need be, I'll just go back to the other testimonies and do it again. So your client was Adrian Andrews? That is correct. You have to draw more information from him, but you can't draw a suspicion. Alright. We'll do it again. No, Your Honor, I don't think it's very important. Well then, witness, please continue. I'm gonna try a couple things. I'm gonna try all possible, Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face. Him! No, 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 no! No, 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 no. No, that's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client. It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? I heard it too. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Huh? Really? If that's the case. Witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. Okay. But as we now know, that was not how it turned out, correct? What do you mean? Adrian Andrews turned out to be a client who couldn't stick to the rules, right? Well, yes. I suppose you are correct. So I would like to check one last time. Are you sure your testimony is accurate? Well... Alright, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna present something. But, well, let's, creepy, but wait a minute.
Objection!
Oh, I can't do it that way. Gotta do it a different way. Because you said, from the moment you saw him... Well, let's try...
Objection!
There we go, I have to present her, not him. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry. But that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you she is a woman, and she is all woman at the time. Woohoo! Whoa! Well, that broke. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following. That he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor. That's exactly the point. That means Mr. DeKiller's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. I'm also gooifying! There you are. Hey, bud. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes. Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. DeKiller, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. Don't you hate it? I hate it when my CB radio starts sweating goo. It's horrible. And so he simply panicked. Sorry. He simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Shelley DeKiller. This court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. Stop testifying. Adrian is a gender-neutral name, that's true. Very well, but this time please give us the truth and nothing but the truth. This trial's taken a long time. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. But you never take it by mail! There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Corda and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. But Matt gave you money. If you... What? There's so much wrong with this. So you took this job to a letter. There's so much wrong with this. Why were you delivering tomato juice to Matt on guard? Unless you were trying... You know what? Just... Alright. I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. But you never take it by mail. What were you doing? But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. Subscribe to SoyBomb. Sustain! Hey, Matus, how you doing? Didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now, let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. Best boo. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. the Killer met with his client? Do I have this proof? Well, I do, but do I? See... It's like, I... Nah. Alright, nah. Cough it up. Sorry, Your Honor, unfortunately I don't have any proof. I see. Your line of questioning is just another waste of time. Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. Took you this long to say that directly. And why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I have been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities? On top of which, the times have changed. There's now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I've joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. Electronic mail? Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope? Oh gosh. I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email. Email? Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, and? The request was for the murder of Juan Corden to... Okay. 2 or 3 other things? Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. Whether or not they're related to this case is with the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait. Let's have fun with it. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Corda's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. As you wish. I found this figurine at Mr. Ungard's mansion. If you gave it to Ms. Andrews, then what was it doing there? And if you, were supposed to hand it over to your client, how would you know what they look like if you hadn't seen them? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Ungard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? So the killer says he gave the figurine to Ms. Andrews. Dr. Wright. I'm gonna save here. Let's have some fun with it. Let's go over this one more time. Alright. We gave Ms. Andrews the bear figurine, and that she told you to take the bear and wait for her at On Guard Mansion. Is that correct? Yes. Where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. What? I don't think it is possible for Ms. Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. See, oh, I don't know. So, what do you think? Witness. That wasn't right. Mr. the Killer. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to visit the water closet for a second. Huh? Mr. Attorney, I think it's time I stated this in terms even you can comprehend. Alright. I'll try something again. You don't think it is possible? I don't think it is possible for Ms. Andrews to be the recipient of this bear. Bear. No. Wizard, I like you as a person, but your your clue is not good. I kind of get what you're going at, but it didn't quite work. Hold on. So, Soy, what's in the bear? Well, this was in the bear. That too. Okay. Oh, that bear. Whoops. Soy, what's in the bear? What's in the other bear? What's in the more important bear? Shelly the Killer. If you had really given the bear to Ms. Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Ms. Andrews' testimony. I was gonna burn it for her sake. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Ms. Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. Order! 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 I see you, Steph. So by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Whoa! It broke again. I see you. Order! Order! Steph needs to say order in the court at least once in the stream. Has to happen. Still on a good ending path. Alright, we're good. Huh. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Objection! No, that's wrong. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not. That's enough. If that is your intention, then there's only one thing for me to do. Wait, please. Odor in the court. Yeah, it does stink. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please. Not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... etc. What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should. Prosecution, What has come over everyone? Even you are. Prosecution rests. Order in the court. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? What? A noisy court. Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is the most unusual situation. The prosecution rests with no further questions. Then, the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then, even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews, but we already proved it one. Mary Brown's chicken. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. If I end the trial here right now, your client Matt on guard will be declared innocent unless you save. And in his place, Adrian Andrews will be charged with murder. The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant Matt on guard to the stand. Tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. The outcome now lies in your hands. Did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Ha. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. On Guard? What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap, it's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Better get on guard, a guilty sentence, okay? Where did he turn into Scarface? It's been hidden behind the hair all along. He's a nasty guy. And Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. I don't agree with that. Oh, I've already made my choice. It's the circle of a caviar lunch. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. Oh my gosh. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, and your client, Mr. Matt On Guard, is innocent. Huh, there's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you? Right. Listen to your heart. My client, Matt on guard, is... Yeah, he's freaking guilty. I'm sorry, I side with justice. Oh, she mad. We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt on guard, your client deserves an answer. Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Nah, it's okay. Matt on guard is whipped. Franziska von Karma. What? Matt on guard is Franziska von Karma? Wait, no. What are you doing here? Ow. You see now, don't you? Mr. Phoenix Wright. This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat lies a save file, but also of the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? It's a cut-off hand, isn't it? I don't know, maybe. We'll see. This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Ms. Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. Franziska is bae, and she's got a whip. Whew. I suppose you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. But come on, this trial's been taking forever, and I have a date with a waitress. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will be not accepted by this court. Now, Ms. Von Karma, if you please. The pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. I see your save. That is all we can hope for. The first item is the pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with the case? I don't think so, because nobody was shot. Well, I'll ask for more details. Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. That's the pistol they used to shoot you, isn't it? Oh, I guess it is. That's what I believe, yes. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. Second piece of evidence is this videotape. It's America's Funniest Home Videos with Bob Saget. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. But I would speculate that this tape is very important. Videotape, it is Spice World on VHS. The movie. Arnold Soids in it. Yeah, okay. I can't even read that, I'm too sorry. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right, it looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured sleeves the officers at this height. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Oh, Inu. Ooh. 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 Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Fun fact. I believe Spice World is on Blu-ray. There you go. There you go. There you go. Shelly the Killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Breakfast is ridiculous, but Von Karma is a babe. It's true. Was that used during the crime? I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform. Oh gosh, no you don't. What is that? There is a button missing on this uniform. A button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with... Do I have that button? Hold on. Well, it's not that button. Just looking on the ground for a button. Nah, I don't see one. I was just checking. Is that is all? I have to present your honor. It's just as I thought. And what is that, your honor? I'm sure, were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelly the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing, it is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these three items do not tell us anything about that. Well, the third one does. I'm gonna save now. Because we saw the bellboy's uniform in the testimony before. Thank you for your hard work, Ms. Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Allow me to examine the evidence first. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far, you can't give up now. But, no matter how you think about it, it's... Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are two ways out of this situation for us. Two? The first... Make on guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If on guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but... That's asking me to do the impossible. Second way... Force the killer to end his contract with On Guard. If the killer were to no longer think of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of them seem like impossible feats at first. But if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. Pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? You mean, turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. Yeah. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We've seen all the pieces of evidence. That is how we have come to know the truth. There's one person who has yet to see them all. Adele! No. And that person does not know the truth. that truth, and maybe what will bring about the miracle in the end. Could you just tell me what you're saying? There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
Objection!
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. And I have no idea, so we're gonna roll with this. That's impossible to turn this situation around in one try. One try, that is all I will permit. Think, Phoenix, think. Think, Soy, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking On Guard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to? Well, let's look at everybody. See, she would love to see the evidence so that she can take pictures of it, but... Wendy Oldbag would love to see this kind of evidence. Let's see. And now... tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. They're not going to tell me, are they? Ah, I see. But now I need the right piece of evidence here. What do I want to show him? I got the right person. Gotta get the brain going here. This picture card. Wait, what does Shelly go back for? I guess it's this. Alright. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence, even though I can't see you. Yes, what is all I need? I have here a videotape that was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it, so I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you were on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. In a bear. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted a camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir! Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Why are there so many sirens today? Okay, it's done now. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm tired of it. And anyway, maybe everything's okay alarms? Could be. I would like to know why. Why did he do this? There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. You're like, one last question to answer, but it's obvious. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Well, it wasn't this. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone. Least of all, assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? Yeah. Oh. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the Killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. Well, I finally beat the game. Well, thank you, Wizard. I'm glad you're proud of me. I'm glad somebody's proud of me. I see. That's all I wanted to know. Well, the game's not over yet. Let's see. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item? This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, Actually, I am sort of. I don't quite know just what happened there with the client and the witness and... Wah! Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Thank you. You may send me a cursing DM if you feel the need. Mr. Ongard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. Before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me! Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's acquitted or convicted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. You know what? So here's the thing. I had a contract. Well, he's not innocent, but here's the thing. I had a contract with the killer, and he doesn't like traitors. He asked me for an agreement for him to plead not guilty. I'm gonna go with that agreement. Congratulations, Mr. Matt Ongard. Please make sure to savor every moment of what little time you have left. I don't want to be considered a traitor, because then I'll get shot, and so will I. As always, the defense pleads not guilty. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Matt Ongard. Please wait. What's the matter? If I get a not guilty, I'll be killed. I'm no! Guilty. Oh my! That was extreme. If he doesn't get shot, he'll tear his own face off. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard? I've left Ms. Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whipped leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. Phoenix Wright, will you marry me? No, I mean, and today, the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt. I felt like I had finally been saved. I did not want to break my contract with the killer, or else I'd be a target too, and that's not good. I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I've felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits. That is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned. You're up for work in too few hours? Sorry, escape route. But we had to finish this game by New Year's. Did Ms. Andrews just come out? No, that's fine. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Clean, everyone, please. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Ms. Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. Listen to your heart when it's calling for justice. Is he guilty or not? Is he not guilty? Those were your choices then, and your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth. I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? Pearls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She is on her way here as we speak in a control car. Or a patrol car, depending on how you say it. Ah, Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya is safe. You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick! I believed in you. Kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Wah! Thanks? Oh. What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier. Thanks. Ow. Why are you still smiling? Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet you are still happy. I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Poor Draven. Edgeworth, for my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remains spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish man. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then shot somebody. It was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. I just gotta I need another half a year at least to recover my voice. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. Couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. Huh, as well you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. But what foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of people giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. But what? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. We will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth! Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night. Ah! Is Mr. Edgeworth all right, Mr. Nick? When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least that's what I told myself. Team Goku? I'm Team Goku, alright. Team Magic Song Goku. You pathetic fool. But Miss Von Karma. I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Haven't you lost cases? Miles Edgeworth. You are no longer worthy. You are Miles Edge unworth. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. What? And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Wait, what? What did you just say? Wait, what did you just say? This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. Something else. Ah! Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she is saying by this action. Wait, is Miles a Von Karma? Wait, hold on. What? Should keep this right. So nobody can whip anybody again. Okay. Nick! Maya. Mystic Maya. Mystic Maya. Gosh, I'm tall. Oh, Nick! I knew you would come through. You got on guard convicted, like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Of course. Of course I did. You know I would never desert you. Wait. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. I have wanted to crack that whip a few times. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're all right. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Although I still wear the same ugly clothes. Heh. Oh, sorry. All right. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick! Food! Grub! Chow! I'm starved. I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. Quit staring at my buns. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least. Please come with us, Mr. Edgeworth. Please. If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick! Food! The food's probably old there, but okay. Nobody can take their eyes off of Soy's buns. It's true. It's true. Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. Telephone pole. You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of the Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now look at here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight, even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now, everyone gather round. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. Alright, good night, Escape Route, and thanks for sticking around and helping me out. I hope you enjoyed. Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, When you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, Detective.
Huh? Me? You really think so?
He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending.
Ah, well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait, that's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout. I'm sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
What?
4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. It was a note that said, "I'm guilty. Sincerely, Matt Ongard." Oh, come on, y'all. It's over. Ooh, boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped. Never a dull moment with you, huh? You think? Think there was a 4th piece of evidence? Being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, it's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. Can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. I had fun tonight. Now if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just wanted to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. Huh. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? Anything I can give him to express how I feel? Here, have some tomato juice. No. I almost want to give him a stuffed bear. Do you have any recommendations on what I should give him? I want to give him a fancy stuffed bear. That'd be fun. I don't know. I want to do it right, but I don't really have a lot to go by. Probably doesn't want this stuff. Here, I can give him a whip. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya. Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly, did you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me.
Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say, thank you to Nick. Huh? Oh, yeah. Kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. Alright, good night, Steph. So I kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh? Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? I just bought myself this good old beauty here, and it better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? 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 Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Huh? Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Oh, you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out. This is gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Go on. It's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. Alright, then if you say so.
Objection!
I have an objection to you spending my money without asking. You really came through for me, Nick. Had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the 2 of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners, so I sort of made reservations for the 2 of you, just in case. Don't push your luck. Stop doing the face of the duck. Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it, crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. What is this, Home Alone 2? I forgot about you entirely. I, Maggie Bird, am retiring this uniform as of today. I'm gonna be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. Totally forgot about you. She stole it. Yeah, so you're here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hottie. Recently, yes. That girl, you know? I haven't seen her around, yes. But I remember, if I even laid so much as an eye on her, it would go, crack! Didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie, and to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake? And bunnies who can talk? I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at Moe's jokes. Shooby-doo-wah! Wow, this stream took a long time. I'm ready! There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls, represent! We got our new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. This game has literal spiritual involvement as far as it's canon. You're questioning how an 8-year-old can earn cash? Yeah. What's this? Drat, it's just an ordinary electric razor. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? Ah, but it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means it must have a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? I was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty. Feel the burns, play with fire, ooh. Scenery, stink. Special thanks to you. To you, the viewer, for being so kindly. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Ms. Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. Oops. Oh, there's more. Where are you going, Francisca? How did you know I was here? With this. That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. Huh. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in this trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? Seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you gonna do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand the thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be a Manfred von Karma's daughter. Yeah, I know. Francisca. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. Failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that, but me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. I'm going to say this again. The prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Myers Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can, just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Huh. Today, you chased after me, after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Francisca von Karma. Oh! I am Francisca von Karma. Don't think I'm gonna walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you'd better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth, for a spin-off. finish Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. I know there's a game where... There's a spin-off game where they appear, but that's how it is. Wait, what? Oh! How about that? You never know what to expect. Okay. Well, that was cool. Alright, and guess what? We're done. I've only been streaming for like 3.5 hours. I think that's good for today. But we've finished Ace Attorney, Pet Detective Justice for All. And now we can move on with our lives. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna give my voice a break. I'm gonna stream again tomorrow. I will see you then. Have a good night, folks, and don't eat the wallpaper. Tales of Zillia on Thursday. Yeah, probably. And tomorrow. Ooh, baby. Good night, all.